Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm your host Captain Rye, and in today's video I'm playing in the P.E.F here in World of Warships. Now, what exactly is the P.E.F? It is a Tier 6 premium German battleship. Although, given its profile and its particular speed, you could almost mistake it for a battle cruiser. As the battle gets underway, it's North Winter, which is separate from North Regular based on the map itself. It is standard battle mode. It is a Tier 8 maximum battle. And also important to note, I am actually divvied up with 2 of my fellow clanmates here in this battle. All of us, of course, we're in Tier 6s, so we are bottom tier in this game. Now, just looking at this ship, from the initial view, it looks like a pretty ship. Unfortunately, in my opinion, it doesn't actually perform like a pretty ship. Or maybe it performs too much like a pretty ship. It's all looks and not a lot of actual ability. The armor, because it's a German battle wagon, is a little bit better at Tier 6 than you would expect on something like, say, the Dunkirk, another premium Tier 6 battleship here, because it has that turtleback armor. The speed is fantastic by comparison to, say, the Tier 6 premium US battleship, the Arizona, or the 1941 West Virginia. Both of those are going to be very slow. However, both of those have either larger guns or more guns than this ship. You've only got 8 of them, and they're German battleship guns at Tier 6. So you're not going to be expecting the best accuracy, as we'll see in this game. But when you do hit with them, you will hit quite well. Unfortunately, because of the size of the shell, you're not going to inflict the kind of damage that you would really like to see done there. Now, took an initial shot out, my first shot of the game early on at an enemy P.E.F there. Did connect 2 penetrations, not a lot of damage done there. And again, this is a Tier 8 maximum battle, so I've got a lot of Tier 8 battleships to shoot at. Take shots coming back in there, that's also going to be from the P.E.F there more than likely. Did drop off detectability. Now, I should preference this game by saying I haven't played a lot of games in this ship by comparison to other premium warships that I do reviews on. But I felt because this ship is currently out now, and because there is a campaign associated with it once you get your hands on it, it is worth it to my viewers to see how I at the very least played it, and whether or not I thought it was a good ship. So, my team does take an early team advantage here. We get a first blood, we kill one of the enemy destroyers. I always say the team that gets the destroyer advantage early on usually goes on to win the game if your destroyers know what they're doing. Enemy Graf Spee cut out in the open. That's a Tier 6 heavy cruiser there. Do manage to connect there. Look at that. 3 Citadels leave him on 1,200 health. Of course, his Graf Spee, he could recover health, and that's what he's going to start doing effective immediately there. But our Farragut gets shots out there and actually manages to finish him off before he can recover his HP. But look at that, though. 3 Citadels, not enough to kill him. This is an experience in this ship that I have frequently. When you do finally connect those big hits, you simply aren't able to outright kill them. And this battle is an excellent example of always the bridesmaid and never the bride there. Friendly divmate is on fire. He's taking a lot of fire there. Our friendly divmate in the Dunkirk has already been deleted. He's the first dead on our team. As he pointed out in chat, enemy Tirpitz was dropping all sorts of hot shells on him, doing 9k damage regularly. Well, that's what happens when you're a bottom tier battleship against a top tier battleship, especially close enough he was probably dropping some secondaries on him as well. Now, my team still in the lead here. We did manage to take out that cruiser there, so we are at a points advantage for now. But looking at the minimap situation, my team is relatively reserved and we're kind of spread out, while the enemy team is starting to concentrate their efforts in certain areas. And if the enemy team concentrates hard enough, they are going to be able to get up here and they are going to cause some problems. Now, I'm playing this ship unlike a typical German battleship, and I'm keeping my distance. And that's because, well, this ship does have a lot of secondaries. They are tier 6 secondaries, and if you look at them, they're not particularly good. By comparison, the Scharnhorst's secondaries at tier 7, significantly better, even though with manual secondaries, you're only getting the same 15% accuracy bonus. They are just much, much better, longer range secondaries. So I don't have this ship spec'd as a secondary build. However, for a tier 6 German battleship, she does have decent anti-aircraft at tier 6, and I have to preference at tier 6. If there was a tier 8 carrier in this game, this would be a no contest for that carrier against me. But again, a very, very fast battleship here, pushing 28 knots. I can't remember if I got a speed flag on or not. Lineup shots for the Colorado here. The Colorado's broadside on. You can see the accuracy of the shots is pretty decent at this level, but again, all over penetrations on the Colorado. Who could have figured that one coming? That's just going to be RNG's just trolling me in this game. Enemy team takes a points lead. They take a ship's lead here. They've killed 2 of our battleships. They've killed our cruiser. In fact, they actually finally took out my other div mate who was in the tier 6 Graf Spee. So he's dead as well. So now the enemy team has the ship's advantage. Well, they had the ship's advantage, but they do have the points advantage. So theoretically, even at this point, now all they need to do is focus their firepower and focus some enemy ships, my team, and keep that points advantage. They don't have to push, they just have to keep that advantage. And they do have that advantage by at least 20 points here. So, looking at the situation, looking at the backup I have, I don't want to push forward down this channel. There's a couple of different battleships there, including a Leon who's shooting at me, and a Tirpitz in the back. Plus, there's a Benson who's popped up, and a Shihone. So, Tier 8 destroyer and a Tier 6 premium Japanese destroyer. Lots of torpedoes. The torpedo protection on this ship, not the best in the world. Don't recommend trying to brawl against anything that has torpedoes. That being said, though, again, because of the German armor, and we'll see this later in this battle, you could get into a brawling situation, and provided you have the HP, actually not do terribly in it. Again, it's not a Scharnhorst, and I've got to compare it to the Scharnhorst. The Scharnhorst is, in my opinion, the best premium German battleship, with the Tirpitz right behind that. Of course, I think those are the only other 2 German battleships, but they're the best premiums as far as battleships go, based on what they bring to the table, their survivability, their forgiveness to new players, and the fact that if you actually get in close enough to brawl people, you can just be like, oh, surprise torpedoes. Yep, I have got those. This ship doesn't have that, so you do need to play it a little more cautiously. Enemy team takes a greater advantage here as they now have a 2-ship lead over my team, and that's going to be big points for them. Again, looking at the situation, they don't actually need to push the situation, but they could. If you see the minimap there, the entire eastern flank is effectively wide open. We only have a Shiriatsu back over there guarding the border. The enemy team still has 3 destroyers, and we know at least one of them is a Benson and one of them is a Shiriatsu. The other one, I believe, is a gunboat destroyer, quite capable of dealing with our Shiriatsu if he gets spotted. Enemy Colorado escaped my death shots earlier, and unfortunately, I'm not going to get the kill on him as he is back behind that island, but it would be wonderful if my team decided to concentrate fire on him, and they do finish him off. There's the Hipper skill on the Colorado, so we are going to at least stay in the game a little bit longer here. You'll notice that I'm spending a lot of time hanging in the back here, and I'm doing that, again, partly because I don't know what this ship is capable of, but also partly as a bottom-tier battleship. I don't want to be the front line. I don't want to be the focus. Take shots at the enemy shores there. Do manage to connect a couple of over-penetrations. No citadels on him. You can see the disadvantage that these guns have here in their flight times at ranges that aren't actually that long by comparison to other tier 6 battleships. You're not going to be able to get those cruisers. Those shells are going to find ways to loft to the target, giving your enemy cruisers and destroyers, especially if you're trying to shoot at them, ample time to run away. Firing at the turrets because he is closest. Surprisingly enough, the turrets does not have me yet flagged for manual secondaries, but that's going to change any second here. Here come the secondaries coming in to attack me. Luckily for me, though, those secondaries aren't going to do too much in the way of damage. I do have a lot of health here. That Tirpitz is going to try to turn broadside. He's going to get his rear turrets pointed towards me. Luckily for me, I'm going behind an island there. Do connect even more damage there. You'll notice I didn't aim center of mass. I aimed a little bit forward. My goal was to have those shots hit the bow. In German battleships, especially this one, the weakest points, since you're probably not going to get a citadel, your weakest points are to aim for the bow. Those are going to be regular penetration damages, and they are going to cause a lot of damage. Now, I've left the Tirpitz on perilously low health, but unfortunately, I am not going to get the kill on him as my teammate takes it. Of course, the enemy team takes yet another kill there as the Tirpitz manages to take out our own Tirpitz B, scores himself just a flesh wound and a high caliber in the process. Enemy team still in the lead there. And if you look at the last spotted location and the smoke screens there, you can tell enemy team is going to push our base, and well, everybody over here on the west side of the map, we're it. I am well aware of this. My team, though, interestingly enough, not necessarily well aware of it. My own div mate telling them to let them come to us. No! They don't have to do that. They could just pull back, disappear, and stop firing. They don't need any more damage here to continue to win the game. More importantly, their enemy destroyers are in prime position to come attack our base. So I've already turned around and I'm heading back over there. Managed to nail the Atago with a Citadel. Again, not enough to kill him. Leave him on just barely a fraction of health, and the fire from the KGV takes him out. Really disappointed by this lack of kill situation so far. Luckily, though, I still have a good chunk of my health. I still have 3 heals left. And now, after the death of that battleship, my team is currently tied on points. But that is going to change as the enemy destroyer take our base. Now, we do have a Farragut in front of us, but he doesn't have a lot of health here. This could be bad for him. But the enemy Shihon thinks he can take him. Potentially a wise move there. I think I could take him if I was at a Shihon. He doesn't have a lot of health there, but unfortunately for the Shihon, there's a Hipper right behind him that's also close, and there's a battleship here, and I've switched over to the high explosive in an effort to get shots off. Unfortunately, all my shots miss, and that's when the enemy Benson pops up. Now, the Benson is closer than the Shihon, so I'm going to focus on them. As you saw, I missed most of, if not all of, my shots on that destroyer. Plus, he's got a Farragut and a cruiser attacking him. They should be able to deal with him, and if not, I'll deal with him after the fact. The Benson is my primary target right now. The high explosive shots do a good amount of damage on this ship. This ship, kind of like the Alaska, is really meant as a primary cruiser killer first and a good destroyer hunter second. If I had manual secondaries, if I had advanced firing training and basic firing training as captain skills, I could probably flag him for secondaries, although I'm not sure the secondaries on the ship would really realistically do the most damage. But the main battery guns are accurate enough at this range, so I am able to hit him. We did manage to kill the Shihon in the cap, and both our Farragut and our Hipper surviving that engagement to be able to put shots out there. Again, caused a lot of damage. My guns didn't reload quickly enough to get the kill on the Benson. Yet another kill I'm not able to secure. And now I've got high explosive loaded. So I fire off my high explosive at where I think the enemy P.E.F is going to be, and of course right after I fire, he pops up. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Island in the way. So I get shots out there. It doesn't look like any of these shots connect. Kind of disappointing there. Reload the armor piercing. Div mates are asking the Shiriatsu if he's got RPF or not. The Shiriatsu responding negative, he doesn't. But our Shiriatsu is smart enough to know that that enemy Haida, where that guy is hiding. And while I can't see the Shiriatsu or the Haida, my div mates can, and they are actually intently watching this battle, and our Shiriatsu is going to do a fantastic job. So now look at the mini-map. They both popped up. Don't worry about this. I'm trying to get shots off the P.E.F. firing over the island here. Not sure if those shots will clear or even if I'll hit. It kind of looks like I overled there. Nope, no hits there. But our Shiriatsu takes out the Haida, so that leaves us with 3 destroyers left in this game. No enemy destroyers, and only 3 ships on the enemy team left, and all 3 are now over here. They've got a cruiser and 2 battleships. So now my team has all the destroyer advantage, and technically at this point all my destroyers have to do is go in and sit on the enemy cap, and we win. There's 4 minutes left in the game. Arguably, I don't have to do anything. I can run and hide, provided the rest of my team doesn't die. But what fun would that be? I'm still trying to get a kill in this ship. There's the enemy P.E.F. once more, firing off the armor-piercing rounds. He's preoccupied with somebody else. Hit him for a lot of damage. Again, leave him with just a little over 1,700 health there. Not enough to kill him, and by the time my guns are going to get reloaded, he is going to burn down, thanks to the Akazuki. And I'm left with yet another kill I am unable to secure. Now, I had an option here. I could have waited for that Leon to come past the headland of the island and shoot at him, but I've got a Shores that's less than half health available to me, so I fire at him. There's a Confederate award doing a lot of damage, doing some good in this game. Ooh, and I do love doing good there. He's still got quite a bit of health left. Hopefully the guns will reload quickly enough here and I can get the killing blow on him. Come on, let's do it. Let's get these guns up there. He's trying to, what looks like, turn away, so I lead him a little bit further out. Hopefully I can land these hits just enough. Start turning my guns away thinking I've got him, and no! Leave him with just under 700 health. RNGesus, why do you do this to me personally? The gun's perfectly adept at causing serious damage to cruisers, but I cannot secure the kill here. So he's still alive. Gotta fire off shots, get the forward guns away just as those shots land, and finish him off. So again, another kill I am unable to secure. And now there's only 1 ship on the enemy team left, and that's the Leon. And Leon's going to start shooting at me. And he's going to do some decent damage because it's a German battleship and because it's a premium. You can see there the amount of damage that he inflicted. Not a lot. And I do believe the Leon is a tier higher than me, so I'm engaging at least a tier 7 battleship. I think, don't quote me on that, versus a tier 6 premium. And he's closing the range here. So both of us, neither of us have manual secondaries. Both of us are actually going to close the secondary range. He's actually concentrated on shooting the ship behind me, and it's a smart move. By doing that, he's going to guarantee that he can do damage on the cruisers behind me, and who knows, he might be able to kill them and get another kill. But you can see there, 10,000 damage by shooting into his bow, avoiding any of the armored areas where these shells don't do as much damage. Secondaries blazing away. We've both set each other on fire with secondaries, so they're both burning down. Teammates are calling for me to ram the Leon, fire off into the bow. You see all 6 ricochet, so nope, you're not going to be able to overmatch bow there. And I'm not going for the ram. I'd like to preserve what little I have left, but manage a close quarters expert without a manual secondaries build there at the very end of finishing him off for my only kill in the game. 140,000 damage done, Confederate and high caliber. 4 citadels there, 14 secondaries hit. That's just because I got so close. Overall, though, not a bad ship. Not my favorite ship. Not something I'm going to actively play frequently, but a good tier 6 moneymaker if that's what you're looking for there. Second on the team for XP earned at 1,942 base XP, just behind the King George V on the team, tier 7, and 1,997. Overall, not bad. Would I recommend this ship? It depends. Do you want to do the campaign? Do you want it now? Then, yeah, I would say, go pick up the standard package. Do you want to earn the ship and then play it? Yeah, it's available to you to do that, I believe. Overall, it's a secondary battleship on your premium that you're going to play. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to watch me play semi-regular games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. And if you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel or have me take a look at, you're welcome to send it to my email. This is it for World of Warships for 2018, folks, and I will see you in 2019. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.